guys, this your girl Vanessa J. Welcome to another segment of Cocktails on the Couch. We're going to do an audio version this time. And my guest today, you've seen him on Prison Break, Boss, Chicago PD, and a host of other shows. He's also known as Tyree on Fox Network Empire. I want to welcome you to the show, multi-talented producer and director, James T. Alfred. Thank you for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me.
I always like to start my show with a toast.
Let's toast.
Toast to another episode of Cocktails on the Couch with Vanessa J.
Thanks for having me.
Clean.
Cocktails on the Couch with Vanessa J.
All right. It's good? Good. So let's get started. So where are you from?
South side of Chicago.
South
Born and
side.
raised in Woodlawn and Inglewood. I guess that would be Inglewood. I think Inglewood actually technically starts on the other side of State Street, on the west side of State Street. I grew up from like birth until about maybe 4 or 5 years old at 6215 South Wabash.
Okay.
It's a building. It was a part of the Washington Park Homes.
Okay.
3 buildings combined. You had 6215 Wabash, 220 East 63rd Street, and then 6217 South Calumet.
Oh.
They were the last ones that dropped. The Calumet building was the last building that dropped. But
Okay.
then we moved over to 6216 South Dorchester.
Okay.
And that's where I pretty much spent my
So a lot of
entire
62nd Streets.
life. A lot of 62nd Street. 6 Trey.
6 Trey.
Right.
Okay. Did you grow up to a single family home or 2-parent household?
Single mom.
Single mom.
Single mom.
Any siblings?
From my father, yeah.
Okay.
My mother, I'm my mother's only child.
Okay. Okay. So where did you attend school?
So for elementary school, I did. Well, I'm trying to think. Do I give you my entire litany of it, lineage, education lineage?
Well, just when you was in the 6 Trey area.
Okay,
Let's start
so
with that.
I started off. The first formal school I went to was a school called Oneida Cockrell,
Okay.
which is or Cockrell as we call it.
Okay.
It was across the street from Betsy Ross School.
Okay.
But I didn't go to Betsy Ross. We moved, and then I went to Andrew Carnegie,
Mm-hmm.
which is at 1414 East 61st Street.
Okay.
East 61st Place.
Mm-hmm.
And then I attended Hyde Park for a year.
Okay.
And then
My brother went to Hyde Park.
Yeah. What year? I was in here.
He graduated in 89.
Yeah. What's your brother's name?
Kelsey Burgess.
Kelsey Burgess.
Kelsey Burgess. I gotta show you a picture
Yeah,
of him.
sure.
Kelsey
I'm
Paul
sure.
Burgess. He
I'm sure.
graduated. No, he graduated 88.
Oh, I was coming in '87, so he probably wouldn't even. I was
Right.
a fly on his shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know you.
Yeah,
Okay.
he wouldn't know me, yeah.
Okay.
And then I left there and did 1 year. My sophomore year was at a private school called Harvard. It used to be called Harvard St. George, but it was the Harvard school.
Okay.
And then, still unsatisfied with the educational choices,
Mm-hmm.
my mother found out about a black boarding school called Piney Woods in Mississippi.
Okay.
And that's what I did my junior and senior year. And I wish
In Mississippi, huh?
Yeah, I wish I'd gone there for all 4 years.
Did you all move down there,
No,
or?
it's the black boarding school.
Oh, black boarding school. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
started
Okay.
in
Oh wow.
1909. We're celebrating 110 years of
Oh wow.
successful educating black folk,
Uh-huh.
black kids from
Okay.
around the world.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's where I finished high school.
So what was your home environment like? Like, were you like, since you're funny to me, you're funny to a lot of people, you know, were you like the clown in school or the funny man at home?
That's funny. I was just talking to my uncle about that today. Asking him what was I like as a child.
Okay.
My earliest, the earliest memory I have of my life goes back to when I was about 4 years old.
Okay.
Before that, I can't remember.
Okay.
So I was asking him, I said, what was I like as a little child?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I was quiet. But I was always a kind of a outgoing kid. I do remember that about myself.
Mm-hmm.
But our family, our household was love. The first few years of my life was at my grandmother's.
Okay.
We were in Wabash.
Okay.
And so I come from a family of, my mother has 7 brothers and sisters.
Mm.
So it was my grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and my mother and her 7 siblings.
Okay.
We all lived in the same house up until I was about, same apartment up until I was about maybe 6 or 7.
And you was the only child there?
Yeah, I was the
child?
only child there.
And then all adults?
Well, I had 2 uncles and
Had
aunts.
kids?
No, they were close. There's a set of twins.
Okay.
There's who were right above me. I'm 40 something.
Right, me too.
And
I stopped at 40.
And they're a couple of years older than me.
Okay.
And then the next brother, the next eldest will be a year above them.
Okay.
So the three of us were kind of close in age. And the set of twins, we were kind of like brothers and sisters.
Okay.
We kind of did everything together.
Okay.
So yeah, but as being like, because the difference starts to happen when you're 10 and they're 12. Now nobody wants you around because you're a teenager now, hanging out. So I started getting my own friends and stuff. So it was kind of. I was the kid, the baby in the house for many years. And then my cousin came. But then we moved when I was 5. About 5 or 6 we moved to Dorchester. And of course I was the only kid in the house, period.
So when did your family start thinking like you were funny? Were you like
funny?
making jokes around the house, or you was watching like...
Nah, man, I don't even consider myself funny.
You're funny.
I don't...
Because we're going to talk about the...
I mean...
Okay.
I guess when they see me do funny stuff, when they like my solo show.
Right, that's what we're going to get into, yeah.
They see that and they're like, oh, that's cute.
But prior to that, you didn't think you were funny?
I mean, I would do little jokes. My uncle, who I was just talking about, he's the comedian of the family.
He's the comedian,
He would always crack jokes and make faces, but he never did any of that.
Really? He never pursued it?
No.
Okay.
He's just a hard-working dude.
Gotcha.
And I think, for some people, dreams are kind of just that. They're dreams. They're like, that's something fun.
Sometimes.
That's a dream.
Yeah.
Let me come down to earth. But I was the total opposite.
Right.
The top of the globe is my earth. Is my bottom. That's where my feet is planted.
Right.
In the sky.
Okay.
So he never pursued, but he's funny. He's funny as hell.
Really?
He's funny as hell. I mean, he used to do faces, and we talk about this stuff today.
Really?
He'll crack up and laugh. I don't know where he started because we always just sit and sneak and listen to them little Richard Pryor records.
Right. Yes, you gotta come from somewhere,
But again, there's a little age difference, so I didn't listen to those until the comedian that I think I grew up knowing of and watching. I heard of Richard Pryor. Of course, I started listening to Richard Pryor's records, sneaking to listen like everybody did.
Right.
But the comedian that was like accessible was Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, okay, yeah.
I mean, when he came out with Delirious and Raw,
yeah,
and the red leather suit and the purple leather suit,
yes, right, yeah.
That's when. But Richard Pryor was, at that time, Richard Pryor had started doing movies.
Okay.
And his, I think the only special I saw him do was live on Sunset Strip.
Okay.
When they came out, but by that time he had been doing movies.
Eddie Murphy's more our era. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see
and
that.
And then of course Bill Cosby. I kind of discovered them all at the same time. Because Bill Cosby was doing movies.
Right. And it showed the Cosby Show.
Yeah, but that was way before the Cosby Show.
Yeah. Okay.
Uptown Saturday Night. Which was up, that type of stuff. And then you start saying, oh, wait a minute, it's a comedian. Then when you find that your mama got these old albums somewhere stashed, and then you say, oh, this is
right.
Or you go to school, people are like, hey, did you hear Eddie Murphy? Did you hear that Richard Pryor album? He did Richard Pryor album. And you go look, and you're like, wait a minute, we got the Richard Pryor album right here. And you go put it on and watch it. So, yeah.
Okay. When did you first know you wanted to become an actor?
I didn't. I never wanted to become an actor.
Never.
I wanted to become a participant in this this black celebration of life that I witnessed in the creations of a playwright by the name of August Wilson.
Okay.
I went to the Goodman Theater. I mean, let me put that in context because it wasn't like I never grew up and said I want to be a famous movie star.
Okay.
I want to be a basketball player. I was a Michael Jordan fanatic.
Yeah, like most young men.
I pursued. I played college basketball.
Okay.
I pursued all that.
Okay.
All the way up. Acting came about. I was at it is so cliche. I was in the office at my corporate job at the water cooler on the break talking to a temp worker about what would we be doing if we weren't doing this, and I told her about basketball and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, I thought about acting. I thought about it, but
And how old were you then?
22.
Okay.
23.
Okay.
And I was like, I thought, I said, but
that's fresh out of college
that's
too.
A distant.
Yeah.
This was my first corporate job.
Yeah.
At a company called FMC.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's the opposite direction of where we are now. It's west of here, Downers Road. It was in Downers Road.
Okay.
But I think that they've sold that portion of the company. But yeah, we were talking, and she was like, "So what would you be doing?" And I was like, maybe acting. I don't know, but probably, at that point it was all about going up the corporate ladder, making enough money to go off on my own, build my own empire, and all that. And then we started talking about that, and she said she had a friend who was a director. Okay. And I always liked theater. I always liked this whole idea of storytelling and putting costumes on and doing all that.
Were you in a drama club in high school? No.
I was I was a jock. I was a basketball player. I played basketball and baseball.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now what's funny about it, I would always get pulled in little stuff, like when there was a drama guild or something like at my high school, and they were putting on a presentation and they needed a guy.
Okay.
And I played the saxophone as a band credit, and got halfway decent in it, and they were doing this thing. And one day I was coming from band practice. She's like, "Come here, I want you to be in this thing." And I'm like, "What?" And they had girls, so I went over.
Right, of course.
I went over there, and she gave me this little thing. Now there was something I did. I forgot about this. So when in elementary school, there was an oratory competition that they used to do every year. This girl named Celeste Seals, I think her name was. She used to win it every year.
Really?
I used to bring this big old trophy.
Yeah.
And I just wanted the trophy.
Yeah.
I just wanted the trophy. So I was like, how do you do that? And one year, I think after she graduated, they were looking for somebody. And the voices, the speech teacher, they used to have speech, I guess they're therapists kind of, where they work with kids. Well, she was over it, and she asked me to come in and read this poem.
Okay.
And I read this poem, and she said, "Oh, you read that beautifully," and she said, "Read it again. I want to work with you on this. Would you be interested in competing in the speech competition, the oratory competition?"
Right.
And I said, "You mean like with like Celeste used to do with the big trophy?" I said, "Yeah, I want to do it."
Yeah.
And so I would go with her every day for about an hour, and we would work on this speech. And then the day of the competition, somehow we was always late for stuff. And my mother got me to the competition late, but they ended up seeing me.
Okay.
And I won.
Really?
Won first prize.
Wow.
First prize, first place. And then I represented the district in the region and the region and the state. And I didn't win the state. But from that, Miss Podell told a lady named Linnell Morgan, she used to run this arts program in the summer. Now, Linnell Morgan used to be over at the YWCA on 61st and Drexel.
Okay.
62nd and Drexel. And all the kids growing up that weren't basketball players or into sports, they would go and do like breakdancing and stuff like that at the Y.
Okay.
And I got into breakdancing, and I used to always go, but you had to be good. Like Miss Morgan knew all the talented kids. But she came and she did something at our school, and I remember her from the Y. And Miss Podell said, "I want you to give that speech for Miss Morgan." And I did. And she gave me a scholarship to her summer program.
Oh,
and so
nice.
what we did in that, we did arts and crafts, we did modeling, put on a fashion show. And then we did a little excerpt scenes from Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was about it. That's the extent of my little acting stuff.
Yeah. But it was still fun while you were doing it,
It was fun.
right?
And then I went off, then I became head over heels into basketball and do none of that stuff. And I think I auditioned for one play in college, The Foreigner, and I didn't get it. I didn't know what I was doing. I just happened to look in there.
Right.
I always been attracted to lights. I don't know why. I would look in the theater, and people was on the stage and the lights. I like being in front of people. I like being on stage. That's what I did enjoy.
Right.
Because any opportunity to get up in front of and perform,
You would do it.
I would do it. Like I gave a speech. I did I Have a Dream speech.
Oh, good. Okay.
In 8th grade or in 7th grade or something like that. I gave we did a rap talent show. I rapped in front, stuff like that.
Anything
so I
on
remember
stage.
and then of course there was always girls. So when there was a girl, the girls were going into this little theater, little small theater, and I went in that small theater, and they were having auditions. I auditioned. I read the little thing. I didn't get the part. But it's funny. The guy that got the part, I ran into him recently. He's an actor now, but he was a theater major.
Okay. Good.
But yeah, I didn't think about nothing about no acting and no stuff.
But when
then
you did
I went to
one
see
week.
August Wilson.
Okay.
I went to see this play called Jitney at the Goodman Theater.
Jitney. Okay.
That blew my mind. Because coming up, you take the little trips to see the little plays, but it was always about some slavery stuff or some Underground Railroad.
Depressive stuff.
Or not necessarily depressive. It was just like, we be Negroes,
Right, okay.
And I wasn't interested in that. I mean, that just didn't really. The history part.
The history part,
I was
right.
interested in,
Knowledgeable, yeah.
But it was the same thing over and over. But when I saw these people on stage in leather jackets and it was the play set in the 70s, and hot pants and bell bottoms and this one dude just got out of prison and his father was having this big fight. And I was like, I know these Negroes. This is my uncle.
You can relate.
And I'm looking at it around the room.
Yeah.
These white people, like, do y'all know what's happening right here?
Right.
Do y'all see this?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this, and I remember sitting there at intermission, and I was like, is it over? It ain't over. Is it over? And I'm looking around, and I sat there, and I'm just like, ooh,
I would love to do
this
that.
is. They had, not like the school plays where it was little tiny sets. And
Yeah.
They had a car on stage. They had, it was a real room. They had they were speaking. It wasn't Elizabethan English,
Right,
although
okay.
I appreciate Shakespeare.
Yeah.
But it wasn't sounding of that. So you're right. So posh.
Right.
These were black people
Yeah.
talking like black people that I knew every day and could relate to every day.
Right.
And it just blew my mind. And I remember when the show, the play was 2.5 hours. And after the show was over, I could have sat there for another 2.5 hours.
Really?
It was that.
Was that a class trip or no? That wasn't a class trip. That was you was grown,
me,
right?
when I was a grown man,
Yeah.
called myself being an adult, and bought a ticket to the theater. I read something. I think it was a New York magazine, The New Yorker. I read something about this man named August Wilson.
Okay.
And I remember him talking with such conviction and such, love, for black folks. And I said, and then I saw his play was coming. I said, let me go see this play.
Okay.
I went to see that play and I was like, that's it. I want to do that. It wasn't even like I want to be in the theater. I want to do it. But of course, logically, I got some sense. So I said, okay, well, I got to act. I got to learn how to act. And
Right.
learn, be in the stage. So I went after that thing. I did that Romeo and Juliet.
Right.
That was in the 97. And I did that was the first real play, full.
Okay.
The girl who had the friend who was the director, she set up an audition for me. I went and auditioned for her. But I wasn't sold. I did that because I did that little Shakespeare scenes with Miss Morgan.
Okay.
And, but that was it. And then they asked me to come and audition for a play called The Elephant Man.
Okay.
Where I played John Merritt, played the title role. And I did that, and I was like, and then the guy asked me, he says, you ever thought about doing this professionally? I'm like, not really. Because, how do you become an actor? How do you make money? I didn't even know how you make money as an actor.
Okay.
They paid us, at the display, the Romeo and Juliet, we didn't get paid. Then I did The Elephant Man, we didn't get paid. And then I did another play, and they paid us, I think, $10 for the whole run.
Okay. But it's still getting that experience, though.
So what I'm saying, it's like I didn't know. I just started doing it.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't play basketball anymore. I was kind of depressed about that.
Why? You got injured?
Yeah, I tore my ACL, but I wasn't that good. I thought I was better than what I was. Okay. I was good. I played on the collegiate level.
Okay.
I was good. I could shoot. I could play. But I wasn't. I think if I had really stuck to it and really
practice
threw
more
my
and stuff.
entire
Yeah.
self into it. I probably could have
Mhm.
made some money overseas
Right.
or something like that.
Right. Okay.
Probably.
Right. Okay.
But everybody was better than me. All the people I grew up with, I mean, a couple of my friends played in the NBA. I mean, they all better than me. So
Yeah.
I worked my butt off just to be average.
Okay.
But I was an okay player. I was small, but anyway, I started doing that because I knew that I wasn't going to stay in corporate America for 40 years.
Gotcha.
I just knew that.
Right.
So, let me just start. This seemed cool, something to do. But then when I saw that August Wilson play Jitney, I said, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because mostly my whole entire career has been doing his work.
Really?
Just his plays. I really don't have. I don't really enjoy doing other stuff. Really.
Okay.
I mean, there are some playwrights out here that are great, and I like doing new plays. But for the most part, I can do August Wilson for the rest of my life, the rest of my career, and be cool with it.
Wow.
I can do every. And the great thing about his plays is you age into another role. I can do one play, August Wilson play, for the next 10 years, because I'll age in a different role.
Yeah.
I can do one for the rest of my career.
Wow.
But I just love the language of his work and what he's talking about. I mean, he took basic, ordinary black people and elevated and lifted them, exalted them to extraordinary heights.
That's awesome.
And you have to be able to do that. The only way you can do that is you have to see the humanity in the least of us. I mean, you got a guy who was an alcoholic in the play, a guy who had just come out of prison, a guy who was a hustler, a numbers runner.
That's what you said called Jitney?
Jitney, Jitney.
Okay.
And come to bring it full circle, that was the first professional play I did as a professional card-carrying union actor. I did Jitney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, remember we saw 1 week back in the day. How did you get auditioned for that one? And what year was that? I know we was teaching.
Like 99.
99?
Yeah, I got to be very.
I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Because
I was at the school. You had just started there. Were you just started at CICS?
No.
Teaching there? You was already there?
I didn't start at CICS until 2000.
So it had to be 2000 then. Because you came there, you had us go to your preview 1 week. You had us come to your preview.
At the
downtown. Yeah, on Michigan. We went to your preview, so it had to be 2000.
Oh yeah, that was the hold on. Wait a minute. On Michigan?
Was it on Michigan? Where we went to the preview. You invited all of us to come to the preview.
The first time I saw it. Oh.
You invited all of us, all the colleagues, all of us.
Right. That was after. So let me see something. I'll tell you in 1 second. Because me and this guy, the director, yeah. Okay. So 1 week.
You was Smitty, right?
Yeah. We shot Smitty, 1 week in '99. It went to ABFM in 2000.
In 2000. Okay.
So when I came to CICS, I came in 2000.
Okay.
So but came to Chicago in 2001, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know, was it a debut or what? I just know
it was. So what happened? It went to the festival, won the festival.
Okay.
And then the small company picked it up to distribute it.
Okay.
And they distributed cities, 2 or 3 cities at a time, something like that. Small. It was a small rollout.
Okay.
And I think it came to Chicago. I think it was it AMC or was it Chatham? One of the two.
Okay.
But that was the thing they had. Chicago, you had to see what the numbers were going to be in each city.
Okay.
So yeah.
Was that your first film?
That was the first time I ever did anything on camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first film.
Okay.
Yeah, I had 46 seconds in that movie.
And you showed out there 46 seconds.
I owned it, didn't I?
You did. So let's talk about your one-man show of Brown Tail. Very hilarious. I saw when you was at the Beverly Center. Awesome. I'm not telling you my friend when we laugh from beginning to the end, right? And it's about you growing up. How was that like for you? I mean, you was the director and the producer, right?
No, I produced it and I wrote it.
Okay, you wrote it and produced
it.
Okay. What was that like?
Well, it's interesting because that show had been in development for about 16 years.
Really?
That show used to be called The Dada. It wasn't even a show. I didn't even know how to make theater. A friend of mine and I would be on the phone for hours just laughing and talking. And he'd say, man, you should do a one-man show. You funny as hell.
And then they can tell you it's funny. Okay, but go ahead.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But I didn't know how to make theater.
Okay.
See, and a lot of people don't know how to make theater. They just putting stuff up. But there's an art to making theater. And I didn't know how to make theater. So how I learned how to produce, how I became a producer, just by trial and error. I literally said, when he suggested I do a one-man show, I said, you know what, you might be right. And I typed the thing out. I typed the whole thing out. And it was overwhelming. I looked at all the stuff I'm supposed to say, but I didn't remember. I just said, I know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
So I went and got a theater. There was a theater at the Athenaeum Theater on the north side. I rented the theater. I went there. I just won a little small black box. Rent the theater to put my little show on for 2 days, 2 nights. Invited all my people. And I got in the theater. I didn't know that. I'm looking at, okay, well, how do you turn these lights on?
Because you was responsible for everything.
Yeah, I was the producer, the director, the
stage,
writer,
everything. Yeah, okay.
And then he said, well, the tech booth is upstairs. You have to crawl up this ladder, go up there, and so, oh, this is how you turn the lights on. Turn the lights on that way. And I said, it'd be cool if I got some blue. Can I make them blue? Okay. And by that time, I had done a couple plays. And I knew that you got to put some on the lights. I didn't know, they were called gels, and you got to go. And the guy in the back, I was like, I'm looking for some coloring. He said, oh, they got gels over here, just But I really didn't figure out how to cut them out.
Okay.
Thing.
So of course you was there way ahead of time for preparation.
Oh.
Yeah.
I discovered I said, wait, so I can't keep climbing up here and down if I'm doing the show.
Right.
Oh, I gotta have somebody up there pressing the button. Okay, so I figured it out. And then I invited everybody to come and got nervous as shit. I didn't think anybody's gonna come. And the dressing room was basically the coat closet that was next to the theater. And I started hearing all these feet, and I literally panicked because I didn't, there's a rehearsal. But how do you rehearse as a one-man person?
Right,
One-man show. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Man, I got in there and forgot everything I was supposed to say.
Did you?
I wrote down some note cards.
Okay.
And I said, okay, just calm down.
Right.
And I had topics, and I didn't know how to start the show. I just got out there with a stool and water and just started talking. And people were laughing. I said, okay, well maybe this is kind of funny. I guess. Right. And then I had my girlfriend at the time. I borrowed a camera. Okay. And she recorded it. And I still have that video. I'll share it with you one day. She recorded it, and I took it, and then when I decided to run the show because I wanted a review. I wanted the papers to come and say I did. Right. And I learned how to buy advertising. I just called the paper up, asked what their rates, and didn't know that all those little spaces you see in the newspaper, they're sold.
Those slots, right.
Those are columns and they cost. Right. And so I learned how to buy advertising that way, and I did it. And I bought 20,000 flyers from a lady. She used to work at our school. She used to have long braids. I forget her name. She had kids that went there too. She had a printing company. Okay. She had long dreads. I don't know if she was gone by the time you got there.
Was she? Well, see, I got there.
Light-skinned lady.
I got there in 2000. Yeah.
But she printed up 20,000 flyers from a printing company. I bought it from her. And I passed out 20,000 flyers from the city of Chicago. Really? And get people there. I ran for like 2 weeks. Nobody came. I think one night, I had filled the place up 1 or 2 nights, and then after that, it was like 3, 4, 5 people. Yeah. And then I got a review. And the day she came to review the show, there were 4 white people in the audience. And that's when I learned that people experience things differently. They experience. You could be sitting in the same room, but the way you were sitting there and watch the show and be cracking up,
totally different.
And the way they're sitting there and watch the show, they could be cracking up, but they crack up silently.
Right.
And when you're doing the solo show, like I was at the time, a novice didn't know, I needed that energy.
Yes, yes.
I cut the show off in 50 minutes. The show was like an hour and a half. I just jumped to the end and cut it off 50 minutes.
Really? Yeah.
And she wrote about it. She's like, you got some material. It's like, but it doesn't hold up. It's a 50-minute show. And she didn't trash me, but it wasn't, great. And then from that, I learned. And then they asked me, the theater asked if I wanted to do an extension because they had a space. I said, okay, I'm gonna extend the show and see if I can really get some people this time. I really do. Because I got it down now. I got my buddy. He got the lights. He do the lights down, and there was a theater upstairs.
Okay.
Bigger theater, longer, but I said, man, he got the lights and we got it now. I'm ready to go. I got the show down packed too. And did it again like one or two nights. People came, flooded it out, and then one time, one guy came. Boy, this is crazy. I think he was from Monique.
Really? Okay.
But he said he had driven an hour and 15 minutes to see the show. He saw it in the paper. I was going to cancel. It was one person. And then he said, man, I drove an hour 15 minutes. Man, he said, but yeah, I get it. I said, you want to see the show?
You came on
I want to be a show. I did a one.
Literally, it was going to be a show to one man. Wow.
And but that was a hell of an experience. I learned that So I learned that I learned the purpose of the script. And that you just do your thing no matter how many people in life.
Right.
So I got serious about really doing theater and being an actor, and so then I just kind of shelved it.
How you make it to the Beverly Center?
So when I started doing other stuff.
Okay.
And then when I went off to grad school, I put the show up at the Dunkin' Wine.
Okay.
And it was like a fundraiser. So it was packed out, 220 seats packed. I had a silent auction. We had food. It was a wonderful night.
That's nice. Yeah.
And then my friend Harry Lennox came and he introduced me, brought me out. And then I also did. Remember Mr. What's his name? Roderick Lewis.
Yeah, Mr. Lewis. Yeah, he does theater.
Yeah, so he had a little troupe. They opened up for me.
Okay.
They did a little improv thing, and I had a brother. Let the brother Jeffrey Watts did a poem, and then I came and did my show.
Awesome.
So I did that. Went to school, and then about 2010, 2012. 2011, around there. The guy who hired me to do Jitney, we had been working together for years.
Okay.
And he was my first, and he founded the theater that developed August Wilson.
Okay.
So it just came full circle.
Yeah.
But he asked me, he said, the theater is kind of struggling. We need some inexpensive program. What do you think? I said, y'all should do a one-man show festival. I said, I know it's tricky because they can be kind of boring if they're not done well. And he said, you have one? I said, yeah. He said, can I read it? And I'm thinking, can you read it? Like, it's in my head. I said, yeah. I said, I'm doing some rewrites. I'll give it to you in a couple of days. So I ran, banged it out in script form.
Okay.
And gave it to him. And I knew it wasn't finished. I just gave him what I had. And he called me and said, man, this is hilarious. He said, it ain't finished. We need to work on it, but if you want to do it, we'll develop it.
Okay.
I said, cool. And that's the first time I really learned how to make theater on my own.
Okay.
The understanding why you need a script. You know why you need a script? Because now what you saw at the Beverly Arts was not what the other people saw way up on the north side when I first started.
Right.
There were light changes, there were sound cues. Well, that's why you have to have a script. Because there's somebody up in the audience, in the booth, and it's on a certain word, but you have to memorize it and say that word because they're going to call a cue on that line, that word. So we did the script, and it was really a wonderful feeling to walk into the first day of rehearsal when we rehearsed it. To see all these designers, these lighting designers, a set designer, a sound designer, they were all there to help for my play.
That's
I was
nice.
like, wow.
Yeah.
And so that's when I learned the importance of the elements and how they help you tell stories.
Okay.
I mean, anybody can get on stage and just talk.
Right.
And be great and hold your attention.
A story to tell.
But when you got other elements to help you tell stories. So now I got the Beverly, that was my own production. But that play was produced. The world premiere of it was in 2012 at the Penumbra Theater, and then I just took that from Penumbra to Minneapolis and brought it to Chicago.
Okay.
And then from Chicago, we did Atlanta, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Chicago, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Atlanta. Yeah, 5 cities.
5 cities. Okay.
Yeah. And now I'm
sold
actually
out each time, right?
no. I lost a ton of money doing that show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was sold out in Chicago though. Chicago.
Yeah. So that the night you came.
Yeah.
I did it for 3 nights.
Okay. Because I'm on the weekend. It was like a Saturday.
It was 4 nights. I did a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday. I did Thursday, Friday, and 2 shows on Saturday.
Okay.
Or 1 show. Yeah, I canceled the Sunday show.
Yeah.
2 shows on Saturday.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But that production, was profitable. We made some money, but overall, I mean, I think I spent about $75,000 putting that thing all over the place to get it up, to market it and advertise it. So yeah, that was the journey of a Brownton. Now I'm working on another.
Working on another one?
Yeah, about PTSD.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting. Now, have you ever thought about being in a comedy movie, and if you were to do a comedy with someone, who you want to co-star?
Like right now, if I was to play opposite somebody, comedian, I like Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah, okay.
Trevor Noah's funny.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's brilliant. Brilliant. Dave Chappelle. Yeah, I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan. I don't know why.
Yeah, a lot of people not. Yeah.
I mean, I met him.
Okay.
The 1 week in Acapulco when we was at the film festival. This when he was first coming out. Then when he did, what was that, Soul Plane?
Yeah, Soul Plane.
It's before, I think they had just got ready to come out.
Okay.
He was new, nobody knew who he was. He was down there he was networking like we were trying to get on.
Okay.
And Russell Simmons had put together a slate of comics. That's when J.B. Smooth, I met J.B. Smooth, who's now blown up. Kevin Hart was
work together.
Been blown up.
Right.
And it was crazy. It was crazy. Them guys were Hurricane. They were all they were all down there. And J.B. Smooth was another person I like to work because he's funny. He's smart. But I think the people that's out there now, like Trevor, is really he's
top of your list.
Yeah, he's sharp. That's a sharp dude.
Who inspires you?
Nobody. I'm selfish, but I'm just joking. Life inspires me.
Okay.
But my mother, just wanting to see her in a different situation in life, a very specific thing. She's fine. I mean, she's living her life. She's doing well. She's but I want to put her in a different position.
Okay.
Of ease, just like ease, and I think that keeps me going. But as far as just being influenced and admiring, like I said, Trevor Noah, these young cats, a lot of new young cats that are coming through, that I think are doing some interesting stuff. This kid, Childish Gambino.
Oh yeah.
Donald Glover, I think is his real name.
Donald Glover, yes.
He's something. He's something special. One of my
sing and act,
sing and act. Yeah. But I like a lot of different people from a lot of different things. I love some of the new filmmakers out there. This Stephen McQueen.
Okay.
I like his work. I haven't been going to movies a lot lately. Too busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stephen McQueen, I like him.
Well, speaking of busy, so we know a lot of actors like yourself, have a busy schedule, right? So is it hard to date and find love?
It's very hard. That's probably one of the biggest sacrifices I've had to make.
Okay.
In carving out a career. It's people do it all the time, but I never want to bring a woman in a situation where I think you're setting her up to fail.
Because you can't spend that quality time.
I mean, if you got, you make it happen if you want it.
If you want it, right.
But again, it has to be, in my opinion, it has to be right. It has to be special. She has to want to be there, and you have to want her to be there. Like there are some people that just plant roots. Like if I stayed in Chicago, I could have a wife. If I just stayed in Chicago and I was here, or if I just stayed in New York and not travel like what I'm doing now. I pretty much am in New York. I don't really do a lot of theater anymore. I'm creating my own work theatrically, and I go do a play with Lou Bellamy, my primary collaborator. If he calls me, I'll go do a show with him.
Okay.
But the stuff people are writing about now, I don't really find that interesting.
Okay.
I'm trying to open my mind more and more, and just be more, say yes more to stuff. But I don't find that it's not speaking to me like August Wilson did, for example.
Okay.
There are a couple of playwrights out there. Dominique Marisol, she wrote this new musical that's on Broadway now about the Temptations. She wrote the book called Ain't Too Proud. But her body of work, the non-musical stuff, Skeleton Crew, I'm going to go do her play in Minneapolis, St. Paul, called Pipeline, which I did in New York at Lincoln Center. Paradise Blue. These are Katori Hall is another great writer. Tori Sampson, and these are all female writers, which is fantastic. Most of the male voices are writing, are speaking from a specific place to a specific audience.
Okay.
And that isn't necessarily right now resonating with me.
Gotcha.
So I'm not really inspired by that right now. But you have to have somebody that allows you the space. There are people that are like I said, they're just actors. They just look. I'm gonna go do this play. We'll do this little movie. If I can get it, do a little commercial, TV show, and they're okay with waiting tables in the meantime until they break. And then they get a steady flow of work, and they're doing it. And usually the wife is in the business and they have kids, but I never wanted to bring a woman into a situation where we have to struggle with money.
What's your thoughts on online dating?
What do you mean? What's my thoughts on online dating?
Have you ever
all of it is online now.
Right. I mean, have you dated? Right, but have you the actual websites where Harmony and
no, I don't. Me, I need a hit.
Okay.
I need to walk in a room and see you and look at your skin and pop. Or you smile.
Well, tell me your 3 pickup lines then.
I don't have no pickup lines.
You got pickup lines?
I got no game.
No game?
No game. I think that's having game, not having game. I got no game. I got no game. Like, I don't even, half the time I don't even know what to say to women.
What qualities you looking for then?
I just want to see her. It's just if it pop, if she beautiful, that's your initial contact. Pictures I don't trust. People
exactly. You posted high school pictures and you see
then
them.
down the angles, you got these angles. You go sit there in the wrong angle. You're like, damn, baby. You ain't show me the other half of you. How you doing, brother?
That's why.
How you doing, brother? It's
with O'Shea. We in the middle of the thing, babe.
But you see the angles, man. Yeah. And like, damn, I wish I'd seen the other half of you before I got here. But so I gotta have that hit. I gotta see the face and just see how she moves in the space around other people. And I think that warmth. Like, I walked into a place before I walked into a bar, and seeing a woman bartender just standing there, and I'm like, damn, she looked like somebody's wife. Just like, she has a quality to this warm. Like, you want to know her. She's like, she's just warm.
Right.
She'll look at you and say, hey, how you doing? And it's different.
Did you talk to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would happen. I would
okay.
sit down and order a drink and hopefully get a conversation.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, usually I'm not wrong about stuff like that. It's the uncertainty comes in, and when it's just like a very generic thing. Like you come and you see a woman, like, damn, she got a nice body, she cute face, and you sit down and you start talking, and you don't feel nothing.
Yeah, no
she
connection.
Just, you know,
yeah.
She just aesthetically pleasing. She's pretty.
Right.
She's attractive. She's good to look at.
With no substance.
But ain't no real that energy that comes out. Yeah, so I've done that, and you know, so the online thing, I don't like it. I mean,
to each his own.
That's for people that got married.
Oh yeah.
I just married. You know, I officiated a wedding. They got married off Tinder.
Oh yeah. I have people that went to Tinder, and matter of fact, my sister met her husband online. He's still together. It'll be 4 or 5 years. So.
And I think online dating is for people that want to get married.
Oh.
I think people that want to get married. People that want to get married.
Okay.
You can find a husband or a wife online because you can go down and check off the boxes.
Yeah,
most people that want to get married, they want a life that they've created in their mind.
Yeah.
I want to come home. I want to come home to smell the food. I want to be able to have sex regularly with the same person. Not have to worry about, you know, the possibility of catching some.
Or a committed relationship, pretty much.
Well, but see, with that, we gotta be careful with that word commitment.
Okay.
Is that commitment or is that routine?
That's true. It's a little bit of both.
Now here's a prime example. Take me. I just really learned what commitment is.
Okay.
From a relationship that I ended.
Okay.
You know, I probably, I mean, you know, I ain't gonna say I should or shouldn't, but I wanted her to be happy. But she was willing to make whatever sacrifices she needed to make professionally to make sure that for our relationship.
Okay.
I didn't do that. And I realized, I love her. And I wanted her to be happy. But commitment would have made me go with her when she left town to go and finish up her education. Okay. And then we would have went back to whatever. Because as an actor, I got to be in New York, Chicago. New York or LA. Okay. You know. Now, if I want a different kind of career, I can come right here. I can set roots right here. There's a lot going on here. Stuff happening. But the kind of career I want. And the kind of artists I want to create with, and the resources that I have access to do this, they're in New York. So that's why I moved. And I told her I need to be in New York or Los Angeles. And she would have, if I went to Virginia with her for 2 years while she finished her postdoc, she would have been trying to get jobs in either New York or LA. Okay. But they may have not been available. Okay. And it may not have been the best opportunity for her. Yeah, right. She landed at the University of Washington. Okay. And what the hell am I going to do in Seattle? Right. I just turned down a play yesterday to go to Seattle. I don't want to go to Seattle for no period of time. I may be there for a week, 2 weeks, but you know, I want to be in Seattle in September. It's raining and cold. But for her, she needs to be at a research one institution where she's going to get tenure and she can be an academic rock star, a superstar. Because that's what she has the potential to be. Right. But her commitment to me was making her think about, and that's, you know, well, I know I need to be looking at jobs. What if she'd have got the best deal in the world in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Right. And where does that leave you? Because you're not going there. You already made it clear.
Now, I could have been like, well, skip it. Let's just get married. You go there, and we can work this thing out from a distance. I know people that have done that. But I don't know if I had it in me at that time to make that work.
To do that. Okay.
It's like, why make a choice to do something the hard way? You can do hard things. You can make a choice to do something hard. Right. I think that's what we all should be doing. Not being comfortable. Do something hard.
Challenging, right, yeah.
But you don't have to do something hard the hard way. You that making sense? Yeah. So, you know, marriage is hard. I'm going to go do it the hard way for what? Now, you know, putting her in a position to fail. I'm putting myself in a position to fail. Just let it go. And like I told her, go do your thing. Let's take a break. Go do you. And then when you're done, when you land, we'll resume. Okay. But of course, when a woman commits to you like that, she's willing to, she sees it as, no, you telling me you don't want me, you don't care that much about me, I'm gonna be gone.
Right. Ain't no
And she
coming back.
left. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So she left. So, you know, God bless her. I mean, she's a fantastic person.
Are you in a committed relationship now?
I was hurt because I didn't want to lose the friendship.
Right. Are you in a relationship now?
Yeah, I'm always in a relationship. I'm always in a relationship. I always got a relationship.
What does that mean? You always in a relationship?
I'm married to this to pursue this dream.
To pursue your dream. There we go.
This is but you know it's hard because I want companionship.
Right.
I want children. I want love. And when I was on the road a lot, I mean, I would just tell them, I developed a script. I would say, listen, I'm passing through. You know, this is what's gonna happen. You and I, we're spending time every night. It's good. You know, we got Google eyes over each other, and it's working. But this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna fall in love with me. I'm not gonna allow myself to fall in love with you.
This is what you're telling them?
I'm gonna be very fond of you.
Okay.
I'm gonna be very fond of you.
Okay.
And I might even allow myself to fall in love, but then I'm gonna leave. And when I leave, I'm gonna be distracted by the new thing and the new place that I go to. You're gonna be here in your own routine. We're gonna talk regularly on the phone for a good period of time. Then the calls will drop off because I won't have time.
Right.
And then not only will I won't have time, after a point, I'm not gonna be interested of trying to keep that because you're there and I'm here.
There's other distractions.
But you're gonna be here in your routine. And because you're meeting me in your routine. This is a welcome distraction for you. But your work is here, your life is here. And when I go, that's gonna be missing and it's gonna hurt. Now if you wanna take that ride, let's hang until I leave.
So that's your approach? That's what you tell people to be in there? Okay. Okay.
And then but if you don't, then I'm telling you right now, it's best that we don't even
hook up at all.
Go
any further. Yeah.
Because it's gonna hurt you. Very bad. Trust me. It sounds arrogant, like I'm thinking that you're gonna be all into me like that. But I know who I am. I know what I'm worth. I know what I bring.
Right.
And I know how this is gonna go because this has happened on several
occasions. Yeah.
I mean, for 10 years, 12 years, I lived out of 4 boxes. I went from town to town to town to town. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know, right? And, you know yourself better than anybody else. So what can you give to any aspiring actors right now? Young aspiring actors coming up. What
go do something else.
Go do something else?
Yeah, go do something else.
No. No, seriously. What can you
you don't have to do this. Don't do it.
Really? What about the ones who really, really want to do it? They want to do it and they have the potential and you have to want to do it.
You have to do it. Like if I stop doing this, I've heard this before and it sounds so cliche, I understand it now. If I stop, I'd die. I would literally go I would go in a corner and probably I would be dead.
Okay.
I would get another job. I mean, I can't kill myself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But if I would get, and the time would just go on.
Yeah. And you back in that routine again.
So like, I have to do this. It's a part. I get up every day thinking about how I can move the needle. You know. And again, some people want to. I didn't get into this because I wanted to be a movie star. I wanted to be a star. I wanted to make a bunch of money. You smell drugs? Awesome. I am going to make a bunch of money. And have made a bunch of money. And I've lost a bunch of money. But that's not why I did it.
Okay.
If you want to be a star, like some people want to be a star.
Right.
At any cost. And those are the people that they go forth in this business. Some of them get chewed up and spit out. Some of them just get chewed up. Some of them are still being chewed. But they're still, they want to be a movie. They want to be a star. So they'll do anything for that. That's not where I am. And I tell anybody directly answer your question, if you're a young person and you just want to be a star, own that and be okay with your moral compass being compromised.
Right.
Because if you don't, it's going to drive you crazy. If you grew up in the church or you grew up religious and you holding on to that, but you want to be a star,
Right.
that's going to be
It's gonna be very hard. You're very challenging. You're gonna deviate from some of the morals and values that you may have grown up.
If you want to be a star,
Right.
but if you want to work in this business,
Right.
then know that your power does not lie in the hands of anybody else.
There you go.
It's the Most High and you and your own efforts. That's it.
Right.
That's it. If you want to work in this business, and it's a business.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Definitely. Okay.
And when I talk about moving the needle forward again, my art is what's the word for it? Is powered by partly by a social agenda.
Okay.
I want to tell stories about the human experience rooted in a culturally specific gaze, visage, lens. I want to talk about love, pain, loneliness, greed, theism, belief, all these things that every human being on the planet experience.
Day to day.
But I want to talk about it through the lens of being black.
There you go.
That's all I know. That's all I can. That's all I am.
Right. Yeah.
I am a human being. I'm not black on accident. You know, so a lot of these people have got to a point where they're like, I'm a gay man who happens to be black, or I'm a woman who happens to be black, or I'm a Christian who happens to be black. No, you black who happens to be all these other things.
Exactly. Right. Yep. You black
and
first.
you know, and doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that I'm black and I can't appreciate somebody who's white, or I can't be with somebody who's white, but in the era, in this age that we exist in the world, not just this country, in the world, we have been taught and encouraged to believe that everything in the world is a result of something outside of you. And that's a lie. You know, to be human is to be like somebody else. You know, to be grand is to be like somebody else.
Right. Emulating what you see
out
here.
Yeah, you can't be black. And you know, and you see it the way we still around here celebrating firsts. He's the first black person to do this. The first, who gives a damn?
You right.
What does that? What kind of impact does that have on the community?
Yeah.
Oh, black kids need to see that. Black kids ain't looking at you like that. No, with the technology they have.
Right. Yeah.
They know that they're beautiful.
Right. Exactly.
They know that there's they don't care about any of that stuff. They don't care. They're like, no, we're not that insecure because they didn't grow up through the civil rights, through Jim Crow. Right. They didn't grow up. You know, although we're only 50-some years removed from that, but 50 years to a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old or even a 20-year-old is a lifetime.
It is.
I remember when I was 20, my mom was, I'm like, you 30-some years old, damn, you're old, you know. When you 15, you think 40.
It's old.
You know,
right.
But when you think like, man, he died, he was 42 years old. What? What?
Yeah, nowadays, yeah, absolutely.
Somebody died at 60, I'm like, what?
Right. It's so close to our age, yep.
So, you know, So again, that's why I have to tell stories. I have to be in media.
Yeah.
I have to continuously communicating to the world through media, through art, through these mediums in these spaces, live theater, television, film.
Right.
Because I have to constantly doing what I can do. I'm not responsible for the whole world.
Right.
But doing my part to constantly communicate the truth.
Right. Yeah. So what's next for you, James? As we close.
I'm writing this, this solo show about PTSD. That's something that I think is gone unaddressed. Mental illness, particularly in black people, in the black community.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the world, there's a lot of sick people out here, and they don't know it. Some of them know it. They've tried to get help, ain't no help.
Right.
And this is particularly about my father, who served in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
And served in Vietnam, and how that affected him.
Gotcha.
And the losses that he's experienced
Okay.
from that. I'm doing that, and the Brown Tale. I'm recording that for a concert film, a television show, and a film.
Oh, good. Okay.
So I got about 6 projects I'm working on right now.
Okay.
At the same time, trying to fulfill my philanthropic endeavors. My high school, I am an ambassador for them. I'm launching a new $110,000 campaign that we'll be doing, raising $110,000 for the school.
Okay.
Along with doing a capital campaign for my production company.
Okay.
So that I can continually produce stuff on my own work. You know, in the past, I did a Brown Tale, and that's it. Instead of just keep pumping stuff out.
Right.
And I want to start producing other people's stuff, breaking other people.
Right.
Like you said, like a young kid.
Yeah.
Instead of letting them kids go out on their own. Say, come here, you're talented. Let me. I have a vehicle for you. There's something for you to do, and let's approach it this way.
Okay.
Even the ones that want to be just stars. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But you have to know your price.
Yeah. Your word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know your worth. I'm a gun for hire.
Yeah.
I'm a whore.
Right.
But you got to be able to afford this whore.
We gonna end our topics. We gonna end our cocktails on the couch, the audio version. Thank you so much, James, for joining me today. Let's end with a toast.
Cheers.
And good luck on all your future endeavors.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Right. Thank you. Oh goodness.